The building, when it was abandoned, it was left closed. So you can see what can happen. All it takes is one access point left open. 6 months later, the place is like Chernobyl. Welcome to hell. Descent into the underworld. They call this place the underworld. Is anyone here? Clearly someone has been squatting here. It reeks of urine and is disgusting. There are even used condoms. There are some here, some there, several everywhere. In November 2023, some guys messed around here after the fire. It's crazy and disgusting. I wouldn't want to be here. Look at this door. There was a group of crazy people who came to squat in here, who partied a bit, who trashed everything. Enter in the rave. Looks like they had a rave party in here. There was squatting here too. Young people often come and break things. There's a safe and a crowbar. Let's see inside. Someone did this, and it's not good work. Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. Today we're visiting a very special place. It's a hotel I saw a year ago, and it was in perfect condition. It had to be done, it was completely devastated. Let's go. We're going to see a part of the hotel building. It's something divided into several buildings. There are 3 buildings. There's another one over there. So clearly you can see that it's crazy what happened here. It's true that there was a hurricane. There are even chairs in the trees. And it was squatted, broken, destroyed. Just a year ago, this place was in perfect condition. It'll be restored and reopened. Let's see what we find in here. I have no idea. I saw some photos from when it was still in use, about 15 years ago. I don't know what state it's been in since then, and now we'll see. It looks like some parts have been burned. On the other hand, it looks complete inside. Everything looks furnished, everything looks good. Let's see if we have another way in. I don't really know yet in what order we're going to visit this mess. And you can clearly see that man has left his mark here. It's not a beautiful work. Really not a beautiful work. There was a pool there, incredible. That I hadn't seen. We had a pool here. Well, what's left of it? Because clearly it's in a state now. Look, it's a mess. But the hotel had a pool. In St. Clum, you can't see anything anymore, but here, we're right by the sea. The sea is right there. We have a very beautiful view. A very beautiful view that we'll see from the rooms, because right now we're too low. Okay, let's go inside this place. So, we're in the building that's the farthest east. That's it. I think that one was the most damaged. Yeah, clearly. Which was at least partly burned, apparently. There was a mess. There was trouble here, folks. You have to be careful where you step. It's everywhere. You see there, you can see the view there. Look. If it would focus. That's the sea over there. Incredible. You really have to wonder how hotels like this can be closed. I mean, we're in a city where there's some money, where there are a lot of people. Where in the summer, there's tourism. Hey, do you want an oven? And this one, I'm literally sitting my butt on it, seriously. I'm not really sure if we're in the hotel part or maybe in the other part. The part reserved for staff, I'm not really sure. Because what we see now doesn't resemble hotel rooms. There was a shower. Everything is open to the 4 winds. It's a big mess, clearly. It's the apocalypse here. It's like they set off a bomb next door. It's crazy. All the boards you see on the ground, those are pieces of furniture. Well, what's left of them. You have to be careful where you step. I see there are some big nails sticking out. I'm with a mystery subscriber, just in case anyone's wondering if you hear footsteps other than mine. Because I know sometimes in the videos people get a little freaked out, like, but you weren't alone. I'm sure there was someone at 3 minutes, 32 seconds. So I'm telling you, I'm not alone, clearly. I'm with a subscriber, that's it. She sent me pictures of this place yesterday, so we're here today. So there you go. Now you know. If you have some nice little places to visit, feel free to send me a message on Instagram. There's always a way, you know, to find the Queen's bed. If I manage to squeeze myself into this mess. This is the Queen's bed with flowers on it. It's in such a state. There was a very beautiful wardrobe. made of solid oak with some gilding on it. It was a magnificent piece of furniture you can't find anymore. It's a shame. We're going to try to go upstairs, but since there was a fire, we have to be careful because the floors are a bit unstable. But you know me, I'm not the kind to be impressed by that kind of nonsense. There. Is a staircase in the back? It looks like it's still standing. We hear noises. Maybe we're not alone in the building. It's possible. It's the weekend, so of course there might be other explorers. Wow. Well, I'll try maybe not to film too much of what's on the walls, because it's going to be a mess to blur it out afterwards, because they really write anything. That's still a bed, that. But I'm not really sure if we're in... I don't feel like we're in rooms. These don't look like hotel rooms at all. You know, there are these kinds of partitions to close off to separate the rooms, but... The view? How can you just give that up? Why? A building like this costs millions. It's crazy. Well, a good part of it has been emptied. I think they must have cleared out some of it in preparation for the work. And we must be here. Look, we found the troublemaker again. Some people still poop on the floor here. Unbelievable. Well, it's not just... Well, there you go. He's full too. All right, have a good day. Greetings, good evening to you all. I hope you're not eating while watching this video. The heart in the... So, in the what? I'll let you imagine the rest. Well, let's go up one more floor. We're starting with the worst, clearly. This building is the most run-down and least interesting of the three. You have to start somewhere, friends. Yeah, I might talk a little fast. The terrace. So, let's be careful because, you see, we're kind of downtown, you know. Clearly, we're surrounded by buildings and stuff, but there was a rooftop. Damn, I didn't know about that. It's incredible. You see what I'm telling you? The view. How could a hotel close down here? Seriously, we're asking ourselves that question? So we still have that building over there to go check out. Not sure if I'm in the right place or about the one behind below. But things are really starting to get active around us. We're hearing noises from everywhere. Maybe we shouldn't hang around on the roof all the time. Let's go check out building 2. This video is kind of a one-shot, guys. You're used to it by now. We do this often. It's a concept I really like, so I just make small cuts every time I turn the camera. Otherwise it would make you seasick. But that's why you have those little cuts. It's just when I switch from my face to what I'm showing you, actually. That's all it is. Nothing happens in between. It only lasts a second and a half. There's already some in the basement here. Well, there are... Wait, no, there's clearly no power anymore. Actually, we were worried because we saw there were brand new signs saying there was an alarm and everything. But honestly, there's nothing at all. There's not even any power. Someone you never know. Sometimes there are squatters. Because clearly there have been squatters in this place, that's for sure. No, it's been squatted in by filthy people. It reeks of piss. Disgusting. I'm walking on piss-soaked clothes. It's obvious. I can't show you the feather bed, but it seriously looks like there's a corpse in it. That's disgusting. Honestly, I'm lucky I can't smell it, guys. I can't wait for the day when there's 5D, when I can actually put the smell in the videos for you. I'm telling you, you're not ready for it. Those must be bedrooms. I don't know. It's weird. There's a storage room, there's a fridge, there's a bunch of stuff, you know, all over the place. Yeah, it's empty. It reeks of death, but it's empty. There must have been some kind of storage room or something like that. The newspapers. There, from when? Nice, Martin. What year are you from? Why?
Nice matin. Quelle année tu es, toi?
These newspapers don't have dates, you know, the services. Since when is there no date on newspapers? But about the smell, we're not going to stay here. August 10th, 2003, 21 years. The newspaper, the last newspaper we found, it's 21 years old. A kitchen. And on the other hand, it's really the decor from the 1960s. I was going to say it's a kitchen, but no, but yes, it really is a kitchen. This kitchen finally has everything, and the tea isn't smashed up. Well, it's kind of sad, really sad, and I know it stinks, you know. They're going to the other side of this basement, and I'm in the building after that. Look at this door. Yeah, those are showers. Tiny, really small little showers. 60 by 60, you can't be too tall in there. And now I'm walking on this pile of crap. No, it's clearly been squatted, you know. There's mud under the bed. There are some nice stains on the bed too. Yeah, no, but clearly there were guys who stayed here, I think, this winter. They must have been kicked out in the spring, in my opinion, but yeah, I think it was this winter when everything happened. There was a crazy group who came to squat in there, who partied a bit, trashed everything, and then they must have been kicked out in the spring, and then that's it. Goodbye. Something in from now on, yeah. There are tons of clothes, food, everything you want in there. Let's go further. Wow, it looks like it goes down into Mordor, and then people. There's always this lingering smell of old piss, you know. It's kind of rancid, the walls. There's another kind of like kitchen. I'm about to fall over a piece of sink. Yeah. It's blocked here, you have to go outside, and it's clearly Mordor. Welcome to hell. Damn, there's no asbestos or crap in there, right? These are cellars. I think it's just the building cellars. Well, that door leads out to the street. Careful where you step, because I tend to look at my camera screen too much and then I don't watch where I'm putting my feet. We're in the wine cellar, but all the bottles are gone. And over there, there's a tunnel that leads to who knows where. If this gets 1,000 likes, we're going into that tunnel. If you're ready, let's check it out. I'm heading deeper into Mordor. Stop it, it's not easy. There's a wash house. We might be in an old laundry or something like that. Water heater and stuff like that. But he plays pétanque, which I find incredible. Look at the old wood-fired boiler over there. It was converted into an oil-fired boiler. These burners weren't originally here, they were added later. The condition of the setup, you know. You can see that it's old, really old. I don't know what year this building was built, but clearly it's been quite a while. Fuel tank, it's crazy the amount of porcelain, sinks, wash basins, bidets, toilets, all that stuff that's smashed down there. Wow. It's hollow underneath. We're in the basement, but there shouldn't be another floor below as far as we know. It definitely feels hollow inside. It's strange. Strange, and it definitely smells like fire. We're starting to smell burning again, and it's still coming from over there. I said we were visiting a hotel, but we're actually in underground tunnels. This wasn't planned. We're discovering this with you. That was a reinforced door. Why is there a reinforced door here? Where are we going? We'll end up across the city and not understand anything. Honestly, it feels like we've walked farther in the basement than the building's length outside. So, at any moment, we're going to come back up a floor and we'll already be in the last building at the back. I really think that's it. It's crazy. Actually, everything is connected by the basements, while on the surface, the buildings aren't connected to each other. It's another kitchen and still no bedrooms, just kitchens so far. And here, it's another kind of kitchen. Wait, so over there, before going to the other side, because I feel like the tunnel, it just never ends, people. It's absurd. We go through rooms and rooms and rooms, and it leads to other rooms and tunnels that lead to more rooms. And where are we now? I swear, we've changed buildings, people. Yeah, we're definitely in the first one now. I've never seen a building layout this weird before. That is to say, actually, you have 3 buildings spaced out by, I don't know, about 50 meters for the last one, 20 meters between the first 2, which are on a hill, kind of like this, going down. The 3 aren't connected. You can't move between them. There are terraces and stairs, but no direct links. We're actually in the basement, which connects everything. At some point, there's still something underneath because it feels hollow. Despite the chaos, we're still making strange discoveries here. You'll see the 500 layers of paint from different years right there. At one time it was blue, then it was kind of orange, then it was yellow, and then it was covered in pink. It's got everything. Does this open or not? It's more tunnels. It's going off again into tunnels. And there's a staircase there. Wow, the bed from hell looks like old prison beds. You're not going to sleep on that. It's just a bunch of scrap metal, that thing. It reminds me of the hill. After we were abandoned, only iron beds were left. Making kids sleep there was crazy. And it goes on, you know, and we're not even at the end of the building yet. Wow, it reeks like something's burning. It's black over there. And it smells, yeah, it smells really strong, but it's getting strong again over there. Actually, these were rooms. Here in the basement, they had put rooms. It was pretty crazy. And now we're outside. So yeah, that's it. We've gone all the way around the property. Seriously, we ended up at the other end of the place there. It's crazy. This tunnel is 100 meters long, you know. At what point is the underground passage this big? And it keeps going. A boiler. An old boiler. It was wood-fired, but was also converted to run on oil, fuel. It never stops. Stuff is everywhere. That's another bedroom. There's one. There's a bed. That, all the time, it's really been abandoned for 20 years. And I'm not really sure about the dates from the newspaper articles, but, you know, because it's really old. That means it's not actually that old. But you see, there's an ad from 2019, but that could have been brought here at any time. June 30, 2019. It can't have been just 5 years. Did you see the paint? Let's keep going. One tunnel leads to the next. It says enter in the rave. Wait, was there a rave party inside? It's possible at any moment, you know. It's very possible that they had a master rave party in that thing. And here we have the remains of what's left after the hurricane passed, you know. Clearly. Smoke like crazy. The tags crack me up. The guys are just talking nonsense. And it keeps going up and up, but it's a maze, this thing. It's a maze. There are pipes going in every direction, really. It's crazy. Looks like there's another staircase. Yeah. There are maybe some reservation logs or something. Be careful, the wooden staircase there, it's a bit weird. The wood is a bit soft in the head. Come on, be careful. We're entering an area that was squatted before being ransacked and set on fire. It's nearly at 100, just so you know. You're really making the squat lounge chair. It's crazy. That's that bungalow noise you like. Whoa, this bed is really bungalow too. Well, I'll stay there, but it smells like fire. It's crazy how much it burned. Well, it's funny because the building itself didn't burn. You see the wooden wardrobe by the door, that should have burned. But no. Actually, I feel like they just set fire to the mattresses, those guys. They set fire to all the mattresses and then took off, because that's the only thing we find in ashes. I mean, there's nothing easier to set on fire than a mattress, but yeah. It's not pretty, not at all. Just as I step out, I see descent into the underworld. We come from the basement. Apparently they call it the underworld. It's funny, those guys really have wild imaginations. But yeah, it was actually pretty much completely abandoned, because really, in the rooms, all the furniture was still there. Here we have one of the rare beds that didn't burn. So in the end, the hotel wasn't abandoned completely empty, you know. It was abandoned with an empty building because they had planned to do some work, and the rest potentially was still complete. 2 sliding doors. I don't know what's behind that. But it's a shower. So that was room number 9. The emergency lights melted. We're going to try to go see in there. But I think we're getting to the part that's the most burned, the smell, and you can see it's black everywhere. The rest of it, you know, it really, really burned. It likely didn't burn long since it's our building and would be totally black if it had. Everything would have gone up in flames. The firefighters aren't far away, so they must have finished quickly. They must have been like 5 minutes away, you know. There's still one wall light left. Room 44. That's funny, it's next to number 9. The numbers make no sense. Room 9 and then room 44. So potentially there might be 44 rooms in there. But it's possible, you know, given how big this mess is. There, it goes off again over there. The old toilets with the flush that's worn out. There you go. Another one. There, those must be rooms. All of that, those must be rooms, clearly. There must have been a mattress that was dragged, I don't know where, down a hallway. We had wall lights with the headboard there, so the bed must have been here. There we had the little bathroom area. By the way, the sink, the little thing there, and we must be entering the small bathroom section. That's it, very small bathroom. It's just a shower, not a luxury hotel, right? It probably wasn't a very expensive hotel, by the way. Yet, given its location and the view, it could be expensive. That's what's strange. Then again, yeah, maybe back when it was in its prime, let's say, when it was running well, maybe it was very expensive and very well known. It's possible, but it's hard to find info on buildings over 20 years old since the internet wasn't widely used back then. And unless you go check the city archives or ask the neighbors a bit, it's going to be really hard to get reliable information. There was also some squatting there for a while, clearly. At the same time, they're totally right, you know. If I were homeless, I'd be the first to squat in those places at some point. At some point, you're not going to freeze to death outside when you can go take shelter in those places. They're right. It's not the homeless who break things. The homeless settle down, live their lives, and don't ask for anything. And it's just the crazy ones, often groups of young idiots who come and break everything. It's rarely the guys who squat inside who break everything. It can happen, but it's rare. I haven't seen that. Laughter. We saw it from outside while passing by. It was a bar. We need to be careful since this part burned the most. It's crazy. It was a bar? That's all that's left of the bar, a burnt counter. When I say burnt, that's just the start. So that's it. What I was telling you is that at the beginning, when we went down into the basement, we were all the way over there, all the way in the back, in the building behind, over there. You can't see it from here, not even behind the other one. You see what I mean? So we managed to do everything through the basements, whereas from that building to there, you can see that it's not connected. And the other one isn't either. It's only connected underneath. Let's go check. There are flippers. I sometimes get amazed by silly things. Let's quickly check over there. What's that? What? It's a TV. If that's it, it's really weird. What is it? It was a really old, crazy TV. The shape, it looks like I don't know, a piece of an airplane. It looks like an airplane hood, something like that. It's crazy, it's a TV. You know, that kind of thing you're seeing there, that kind of bulb shape there. And actually there's a round screen there. Methodical. It was still very likely a bedroom, you know, but you have to imagine it, you know, clearly there. You really have to picture it because we're in that century now. It's not possible. That's it. But it's runoff from melted stuff and paint. Yeah, okay. The further we go, the more confusing it gets. Be careful though. It doesn't shake. It looks solid, but you never know. There's a safe, damn, seriously. They couldn't open that tough safe even with the crowbar. What's inside? We must be in the offices. That was the management office. Since it's the only spot suited for a safe, I don't see why you'd turn it into a bedroom. Well, the guys, they really went at it, you know. With a disc cutter, they broke in, they messed everything up. Right there. So I think we're in the management offices. Wow, you see that? It's crazy here. I'm kicking up clouds of soot with every step. We're not going to stay here too long, breathing in all this dust. It's all burned, all melted. The fridge there. Boosh, it's a nice fridge. It really smells like fire, you know. It reminds me of that hotel where I found the bathroom full of blood, where it had burned too. It was kind of the same vibe. Let's try not to disturb the floor too much. But it's hard because with every step we kick up clouds of dust. Crap, kind of toxic. We don't really know what's in it. And potentially some old lead paint. Asbestos? Leftovers from something? I'm not sure what. It's dangerous to breathe and I have to watch my steps since I can't see the floor. There's a whole part here that really burned down. I can't see the floor anymore, it's crazy. We have to be very careful because I didn't plan on getting stuck today. Clearly, but it was just rooms, you know. All of that, those were rooms, you know. There's bedding over there, there are some things, but this is the part that burned the most, clearly. This building here? This could very well be where the fire was reported. Maybe. That was the kitchen, but the hotel's real kitchen was actually the restaurant kitchen here. They removed the appliances, but it was nice here. There's a floor above, but unfortunately we won't be able to go there. And yeah, this was the kitchen of the place. So yeah, potentially it's been abandoned for 20 years. Maybe it's been abandoned for 20 years. The thing is, it's hard to say when it burned down. The problem after a fire is the significant damage it causes. And the paint blisters from the heat. So it's really hard to tell if it was abandoned for 20 years before it burned, for 6 years, for 6 months, or for 10 years. I still went through the press when I got back, and I'll give you the date if I find the information. All right? I don't think we're going to try to hang around in this building for too long. We're going to try to go see the third one we missed, because actually we went underneath that one. We went underneath it, but we didn't do it. We first went all the way to the back in the building behind. So we did all that, we did all that. We ended up in the basements. I think at some point we must have gone through under there. That one actually, we went underneath it. And we ended up in that one. But we didn't do that one. So we need to find a hole to get into this thing. Did we find one? Yeah. There's clearly the little passage we saw at the start. All right, let's go. So, I don't know what it looks like. Be careful, it's unstable. Really. And actually, you can't even see the steps of the staircase anymore. It's become such a crazy dump. We're about to come across a fridge. It's Tiendong. Cans of flammable products. Maybe it wasn't used to start a fire, huh? Wow, what a mess. There are feathers everywhere. Subtitles by Radio Society. Those were good feather duvets. There they are. They're everywhere. You want some duvets, look. A nice brand new duvet to keep warm this winter. Okay, so if I understand correctly, we're in the last building now. There was clearly a fire here too. There was some squatting here too. It's Tristoon from Tristoon's place. Look at this, just look at the state of it. There are clearly condoms. Well, there you go, now we know what they came here to do. I'm not making this up, you know. And they've been used, you know. There's some here, there's some there are several all over the place, you know. There you go, we've got condoms on the ground. So, and they didn't melt. So, that means there were guys who came here to have sex after the fire. Still, that's crazy. And there are even still some wrappers. Date from when this one? 2023, November? Indeed, that's from, there are guys who hooked up here after the fire. That's crazy. I'm not the uptight type, but honestly here, I don't know about you, but for me it doesn't make me dream. Personally, I wouldn't want to end up here. Let's finish the tour. It's really room 19 here. It really took a beating. You see, of course, it's all overgrown now, but normally from this window you could see the sea. Why is there some kind of weird booth in the room? Yeah, actually, it's the beginnings of the Formula One booths. Now it's molded plastic with everything built in. Back then they made them like this, just adding a small bathroom corner. They made a little partition, a small sliding door, and that was it. I don't think an investor will buy this building or do anything with it. Even though we did have a building permit at the entrance, I think it's more likely to be a permit to demolish and rebuild. Since it burned down, the building structure might be fragile. Because obviously fires weaken the stone, they weaken the concrete and the brick. Afterwards, the structure of the house itself looks pretty sound, but I don't know. I don't even know if this isn't maybe a protected heritage building or something like that. Actually, that's the only thing that could save this building if it were protected as heritage. If it's heritage protected, they must rebuild it while keeping the existing walls. If not, the guy could tear it all down and do whatever he wants. It just sounds like a small, ugly apartment block. In my view, this type of building will likely become apartments and social housing. Now, apparently, the official nice choice is to turn it back into a hotel. But I don't think they're going to rebuild the existing hotel, in my opinion. I definitely think it's cheaper to tear everything down and rebuild. But you never know, right? Maybe, right? Maybe if the structure is reusable, they might still redo this thing. Personally, I wouldn't take on that project. Let's say there's a bit of work to do, there's a little bit of renovation needed. At this point, you could call Damido, you know, for decoration and stuff. There's a bit of home staging to do in front of the place, I think. Honestly, you empty the place, you take out the furniture. There you go, you take out all that furniture, throw out the trash, you put a fresh coat of white paint on the walls to freshen things up, and that's it. You can move back in tomorrow. So, move back in. Because actually, I'd like to try to find, there must be another floor. Because right now, we're on the ground floor. We need to find another way in. Dust. There is holes in the walls and in some walls. Because it's not even one. We still have 2 floors left to do. Let's try to go check over there. I'll quickly go check through that kind of hole. I look like I'm standing. Someday I'll do this. Go 3 meters, then it'll fall. Because there's a hole there. Where do we end up? In the stairwell. Okay. So wait. I don't want to squeeze into that small hole. I'll check downstairs by the stairs. I think I saw something there. We should look, since after that there's the winter garden. There's a fake veranda in the back that's now walled up. We won't go to that part. We still have... We'll stay here since we still have a lot to do. Earlier we came in from over there. Right, and yeah, the stairs. There you go. Well, welcome. We're going to go upstairs. We're just going to... Always check under the stairs before going up them. At least you see it's not completely busted. I always tap it to check how much it shakes. If it barely moves, we go up. If it shakes a lot, we leave. I know it's about to collapse. Because here the problem is that it feels like we're heading right to the top of the mess. Then it tilts the steps, it tilts like this. It's so weird. Everything is crooked. In my opinion, it's not going to take long before all this crap falls apart. We're in a sunroom. Yeah, no, but seriously, the way it's slanting, I don't think you'll see it on camera, but honestly, the floor is really crooked. It's crazy. This kind of big sunroom here, and we're going to go into more rooms. Yeah. More rooms that burned. Here, this part is much newer. Maybe it's the building that was built last. Next, room 36. So it was kind of all the same style of rooms. You see the little bathroom area like that. There might have been a little couch, something there to chill in front of the window. Here's something to store clothes. Here's the headboard and the light switch. There's even a little phone here to call the front desk. 29. It burned. 29, fire. Yes, can it cause a fire? We're not going to do all the rooms either, because clearly maybe this one, because I think we still need to get a view of, there you go, a view of, you know. I'll spare you the comments and the adjectives. And there are tons and tons of feathers, you know. If you want to make yourself some new pillows, there's plenty of material here. And here we have, what are these? Some kind of banana packaging. Yeah, there was definitely some squatting here before it burned down, that's for sure. It's really, it's ultra sketchy, you know. But there were still some nice moldings on the ceiling. Well, I was about to say we're going to the top floor, but it's clear there's no staircase going all the way up anymore. So after that, I could totally climb up the railing, but honestly, it's so sketchy. And there's still quite a drop below. We're easily 5 meters up. I don't feel like dying today, so let's avoid going up there. Anyway, I think besides the terrace and the rooftop, like on the other side, there's not much else, but let's not push our luck. Today, for now, we're all in one piece. No one's hurt, everything's fine, so we'll stick with the winning option. It's incredible the state of decay this building is in. You should know that when I was here a year ago, everything was closed up, barricaded. There wasn't a single graffiti, not a single tag, not a single mess, not a single broken window, nothing. It was brand new. We just couldn't do it because, well, it wasn't open. And you know us, if it's not open, we don't go in. It was in perfect condition. Now it's in a state of ruin. When the building was abandoned, it was closed. You see what can happen. All it takes is a single point of entry left open. $6.99. Months later. The thing is, it's like Chernobyl, honestly. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next week for more crazy stuff. Alright, bye. It's like Chernobyl, honestly. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you next week for more. Take care.